You're not even seeing this. I hit it off camera. God damn you. Why can't I think? Look through the picture. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing all sorts of shit right now. What's this one going to be? Try this pen. Why did it do that? Why did it skip? Why are you skipping on me? Are you out of ink? You might be out of ink. Never mind. Let's go to this one. Sort of doing... That's right, fall right off. I'm sort of doing Old English Fractorian lettering, but it wants to be cursive. Cursing in cursive. Shit. I used to be a waiter, and before the restaurant opened, I would get all my checks that I'd be using to place the orders, and it was one of these things where, you know, you had carbon copies, and the top, was there 3 in each? Maybe there were 3. One was the top thing that went to the kitchen. One was the thing that went to the bookkeeper, the cashier, and then the bottom one, which was on the stiff piece of paper, that went to the customer. That's what I think that's how it worked. It's so long ago. And while I was done setting my tables, I had, 5 minutes to wait, and I would write "thank you" on the bottom of all my checks, taking up the whole thing. It was about this size. And every once in a while I'd write "fuck you." But no one would know the difference between "thank you" and "fuck you," but I knew the difference. Sometimes I would say, okay, I can tell these people are going to be difficult. I'm going to use this receipt for them. No, I never did that. I always gave all of my clients, if that's what they're called, customers, I gave them all the same perfectly good service that they expected of me. Because I'm a nice guy most of the time. We'll do some rubricating here. rubrication, rubricating, is adding red to calligraphic work. Normally this is the one that was skipping, so let's see. Is it full? It is full. Why was it skipping? This isn't quite a Franken pen, but it is a pen that has at least two parts making it, two companies supplying the parts to make it work. The cap doesn't exactly match the barrel from different SHIT. They're from different companies. The feed and the section, when they're made of plastic, and the feed in this case is plastic, I think the section is plastic. But if the feed is plastic, sometimes that doesn't work as well as hard rubber. But another thing that you can see, there's a little bit of resist happening there, and if it happens when you get the oils of your hand. See, it's skipping there where my big old thumbprint was. This is really a nice nib. It's good for both drawing and calligraphy. It's not really a stub, especially when it's skipping. Why are you doing that? But it's really fun to draw with. It's really, you know, if I was drawing something that had a lot of deep, dark shadows, this would be a nice pen to fill them in with. Okay, shit. All sorts of shit. That's what this thing is about. All sorts of shit. Okay, why are you skipping? You're not supposed to be doing that. I just reset this. Probably not exactly where it belongs. Go back to where it was. It says a Waterman feed. Oops. This is warranted nib. Waterman feed, and then two different pen companies making up a Diamond Point and a Aiken Lambert, I think. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 companies making this pen work. But what do? You know, I could have all these parts be separated in a box and they'd never be used. So this cap screws on this, even though the patterning is a little bit different and the companies are different. This nib was sitting in a box, shove that in this pen, and now it's happy, more or less. Of course, they put it in backwards here. Oh well. Leave it like that for the moment. I like when the lever is on the top. It's on the bottom right now because I put the feed and the nib in. Well, let's just fix it. How difficult is it? My hands are already dirty. You know, I can be lazy. And I can be not lazy. But it's easier being lazy. Setting a nib is one of the, see now it's skipping, it was not skipping before. Setting a nib is probably the thing that requires the most knowledge of pens, and it's a rather personal system, and there's a lot of trial and error that you have to deal with. And what I mean by personal is, I guess I fit them all together in a manner that I like. And sometimes, like for a pen like this, I really want the pen to be really wet. And sometimes I have better luck by having the nib and feed be pulled out a little bit further from the pen nib, so there's more sort of ink outside the pen. And I know that it'll be really flooded with ink. When the nib is shoved in, nib and feed are shoved in too far, sometimes there's not a lot of, the ink doesn't sometimes keep up. It's all, again, trial and error. And I've never voiced this opinion, I don't think, about pen feeds before. Maybe I've never even thought about it. It's just something that I know to do. I've never thought about why it worked that way, but it's okay. So that one's out there. Let's see, what does this one do? Shit. The railroading, sometimes I wish I could make that happen when I want it to happen. It's a nice effect. Oh, my cat is joining me now. Orca. Well, I better say goodbye. See you later.